Assalamu alaikum students. I am going to take your question and answers of chapter number 4, EVS first. The chapter name is Environmental Balance. Question number 1, what's the solution? We have to remove insects from the grain without using insecticide. Answer, some plants like neem or their extract repel insects, that is insect run away from the substance. Hence, if we place the dried leaf of the neem, the grain will be freed from the insect as they will go away, which means the leaves of the neem or the extract of the neem can help to remove the insect from the grains. Second option, similarly, it is by applying canola oil to the grain we can remove the insect, as canola oil is also an insect repellent, which means the two things, first one is neem and second one is canola oil, can remove the insect from the grain. Question number 2, use your brain power. Make up a food chain. Some living things are given here. You have to sequence it into a food chain: frog, kite, worm, snake and grass. Answer, first one is grass. Grass were eaten by worms, worms were eaten by frog, and frogs were eaten by snakes, snakes were eaten by kite. Kite is a type of bird. Question number 3, answer the following questions, in which first one is, what is the food chain? Give an example of it. Answer, first point, in nature, plants are food for one small animal. This smaller animal is the food for the larger animal, which in turn is the food for the another larger animal, which means the plants or a grass were eaten by the small animals like a rabbit or a deer, which can survive on the plants for their food, and these smaller animals were eaten by the larger animals like lion, tiger. Thus, we see that one living thing is connected to another living things for their food, and each component of living thing is the food for the next one, which means a one living thing or a one living organisms are interconnected on the other, which means one is dependent on the other living things for their food, which means they are interconnected with each other. Such biological chain is called as a food chain. Example, plants eaten by grasshopper, grasshopper eaten by frog, frog were eaten by snake, and snake were eaten by kite. Question number 2, how is the balance in the environment maintained? How the balance maintained in the environment? Answer, plants use substance in the soil for their growth. When the plants and animals die, the microorganisms decompose them, and these added to the substance goes back to the soil once again, which means the plant use their substance which are present in the soil with the help of roots like minerals and water. And if these plants and animals were die, so the microorganisms which are already present in the soil can decompose or break down the died body, which may be a plant, which may be an animal, and these decomposed material were again added to the soil, which helps for the fertilization or for increasing the fertility of the soil once again. Similarly, the water cycle maintain a continuous supply of water for all living things. As we see before, that water cycle is continuously going on in our environment, which is the main source of water for the living things. Living things take in oxygen, give out carbon dioxide while breathing. Living things like animals or like human beings can take oxygen and give out carbon dioxide while breathing into the air. And the plants take in carbon dioxide and give out oxygen by preparing their food. Thus, oxygen gets added to the air. This oxygen is again taken by the living things like animal and human beings, and this cycle is goes on in our environment. When such interactions and cycles goes on uninterrupted, this cycles goes on continuously without any interruption. Continuously, this help in maintaining the food chain. Thus, to this environmental balance is maintained. Because of these cycles going on in our environment, the environmental balance is maintained. Question number 4. What substance in the soil are useful for the growth of plant? Answer. The plant use substance like water, minerals and organic matter from the soil for their growth, which means all three things. First one is water, mineral and organic matter. These all three things were present in the soil taken by the plant with the help of their roots. Question number 5, true and false. Microorganisms form a part for their environment. True, microorganism is the main part of the environment because they decomposes the dead material. Second, it is necessary to maintain biodiversity. Yes, it is very necessary for us to maintain biodiversity or to maintain the environmental balance. True. A grasshopper eats bird. It is false because bird can eat the grasshopper, not the grasshopper eat birds. Thank you, and you have to note down this question and answer in your book.